Hey guys, it is Adam from No Life Crew coming at you again with another video from our last war. I got the itch to make you guys another video. Not the same kind of itch that Pablo gets in Vegas. This is a different kind of itch. The itch that you get when you haven't made a YouTube video in a few days. So we're going to go ahead and look at our previous war. As you can see, our war win streak is up to 13 in a row. We are just trucking along. At the end of this last war, we had two of our extremely skilled attackers, one being Tortex, he is extremely good on the ground, and Q, who is extremely good at going up and 2-starring Town Hall 11s. However, we only had a couple bases left, so they decided to try some air attacks out, and they did not go extremely well, but we're going to dive into what went wrong in those air attacks and try to bring clarity to that situation. So here we are jumping into the war. We will go ahead and look at Tortex's first, since he was the first to go in here. So here's the base that we are looking at, and he is trying out this LavaLoon that has been so popular and really taking over Town Hall 10 and Town Hall 9 lately since the previous update. So the buildings that we want to target here in LavaLoon, as we stated in previous videos, is definitely the CC, the Archer Queen, and if we can get one of these AD and the Inferno, that is ideal. As well as this Expo, we can get that too. So looking at this subjectively here, if the CC is here and the AQ is here, we generally would want to jump right about over this spell factory here. The Queen would pull some things this way, but the CC would come out, they'd take care of that. So they would track back to this AD and take this out, and we could start our LavaLoon phase from there. What Tortex did here was he started this attack over here with two baby dragons, and if you see here, these baby dragons, both of them actually turn out to be useless. The Archer Queen can reach both of them, and she takes care of them in short work here. So we could have taken 2 extra loons or an extra bowler, a little extra in his kill squad, a little extra in his air portion, whatever he would have chose to do there. So if we get this started, you can see that these baby dragons get taken out awfully quick here. One does get that building to funnel on that army camp there, so that's good. So he gets his jump down and his giants are going in, his heroes behind, bowlers. And honestly, if you pause it right here, this all looks pretty good. Really the only concern here is seeing if this clan castle can get triggered. So if we keep this moving along, he gets his rage down and he's taking out some of these trash buildings, heading straight into that Inferno. And he pops his king ability here. He does take out the Inferno and his troops are headed right towards that AD, which is wonderful. However, that clan castle has not been triggered yet until this bowler steps forward. And now that is out, and that clan castle is heading towards that Archer Queen. So really, at this point, we would want to start the air attack right about here or shortly after here. And what he's going to do is he's going to target this AD, and we will get there in a second, but this is the time where you want to start switching over to your hounds and getting them deployed from this region, because you have this defensive building up, the bomb tower, the Expo, and then these trash buildings here, the cannon and the 2 archer towers. So if you start the air over from this area, you have all of these defensive buildings that your loons can track back to. And if you look at the range of this air defense, if you have a hound sitting on that air defense, this archer tower cannot reach it. This archer tower cannot reach it. So then you're going to get some exposed loons. So again, you want to get those hounds in right when that CC gets tracking towards your kill squad, or slightly after it starts getting tracked to your kill squad. You want to try to keep that queen up if at all possible. So if we keep this moving, he does get that AD. So he's gotten the AD, the Inferno, and that CC is also going to go down here. He pops the ability. He takes out that bomb tower. Queen tracks back to the loon. The double poison kills that balloon there. So she's going to take out the dragon. And then he starts his LavaLoon phase. And the one thing that he did wrong here is that he starts his first hound right into this AD. You don't want to let your queen die like we just said. You want to keep that up. But he starts his first hound right here. This hound that is blinking. He starts that right there. And that essentially is a suicide hound. You don't want to do that because that hound is officially useless. He does start a second one up here at 12 o'clock. And he's going to have loons behind at 12 o'clock as well. But what he wanted to do was you want to start this hound up here at 12 o'clock and maybe shift it a little over at 11 o'clock. So this archer tower and this archer tower and the expo target that hound. And when you get this first hound down at 11 or 12 o'clock, you want to get some loons behind that and haste those loons up right away. Because that hound moves a lot faster than the loons that are going to be behind it. So once that hound is tracking in towards that AD, you get those loons behind, you haste them up, and the loons will hit this, and then they'll move in here to these two buildings. And then while that's happening, after you get this one hound in, and those couple groups of loons behind hasted, then you send this hound in that he sent in first. This hound should have waited until what we previously discussed happened first. So if that went in after, this is perfect. This is perfect. He was very close to getting this exactly right. So you can see he does get loons up here in groups, but you know, it's too late. This hound is already dead, and he's hasting this group of loons first. It needed to be opposite. It needed to be the way loons up here way up at 11, 12 o'clock. Haste those first, behind that first loon. The hound that he suicided comes in at about now or a little after, depending on how fast those loons at 12 got hasted in. So because that first hound died right away, he's doing a little bit of panicking right now and sending a third hound in at that same AD, and he rages those up. And notice here, because he didn't haste up those loons at 11 and 12 o'clock, they're naked. There's no hound within reach of those loons up there at 12. So those are just dying. Those have no chance. The key to this attack is to follow your hounds with hasted up loons and protect them. A naked loon is not a good loon. So he gets those raged up, and then that group of loons is just tracking poorly, mainly because the attack didn't flow the way that it needed to. So everything is just going to go ahead and die here. And now he's just panicking a little bit, which it doesn't really matter. It's not a big deal. The attack was pretty much over as those last loons come in to take out some percentage. So overall, Tortex, great attack. It honestly was. You had the right idea. It was just the wrong order of operations. So diving into the next attack that we're going to look at here is going to be Keba, who we call Q. And he went in after Tortex went in. So he had an idea of what this base looks like. And he made a few adjustments, although they didn't quite all go as planned here. So same exact base, hitting it right after Tortex, just playing around with air. Q was their expert on the 11s, Town Hall 10 moving up to the 11s to 2-star those. So he's going ahead and give air a try. So he lures the CC with a giant, which you learn that, you know, the CC didn't come out as expected as soon enough in Tortex's attack, which was a great adjustment. And he puts the jump spell down. He doesn't take baby dragons because he noticed that they didn't help as much as we would have wanted. So Val go in, CC's getting taken care of, and he gets a rage spell down. And everything's moving towards that Inferno, which is good. That Queen starts tracking the CC a little funny and takes that out, and she starts actually moving the wrong way here. The King goes ahead and takes care of that Inferno, which was huge. And then the Queen is going to go ahead, after taking out this gold mine, she's going to track backwards over the jump spell. And right here, Queen is up. We have our ability. We know she's going this way. At this point, when she tracks back, we know she's going up this way. So this hound, even though this isn't going exactly as he wanted it to go, the enemy Queen is down, the Inferno's down, the CC is down. He still has his Queen's ability. This is where hounds go in. And because she's moving this way, you'd send a hound from right over this archer tower towards this AD with loons behind and haste them. Then you pop that Queen's ability, make her go invisible, and try to keep her alive. But what we actually did here was we waited too long on this Queen. It pops her ability, and then she goes ahead and dies. So we didn't even try to keep her alive here, which is essential. So we didn't get this AD either. There's a tick left. So now he's just going to go ahead and send a hound in from where it should have been a while ago. And another thing to note in this attack is that those hounds come in from the exact same place. You definitely want to stagger your hounds towards that first AD if you're going to send 2 at that first AD. And the reason for that is you want to pull up all of the air mines you possibly can so your loons stay up. If those black air mines are taking out those loons, we're in trouble. So space those hounds out towards that first air defense. So those hounds come in, he gets a haste down nicely, and honestly, his pathing here is perfect. It really is perfect. So those loons are in a nice group here. They're going to go mortar, they're going to go to the bomb tower, they're going to go to the archer tower and the expo, and that hound is going to, those 2 hounds are going to jolt over here. So we probably only needed to deploy 1 hound on that first AD because there was just a tick left on it. So deploying 2 hounds was a mistake there. But if we go ahead and play this, these hounds are actually I didn't see that AD is still here. So these hounds are actually going to go towards this AD down here, and he stayed to his original plan and keeps moving this way. So this attack was pretty much done at this point. So there's no harm, no foul, and just going out and trying to move this along. What he probably should have done was either, he could have abandoned those loons and tried to go counterclockwise, but at this point there's too much trash up, and you can see here he's got a hound coming in here, and he's got naked loons up here too. So we got naked loons on this corner. This is just a little bit of a streetwalker corner for loons up here. So that is what is going to wreck this attack as well. So you definitely need to protect those loons with those hastes behind and keep them protected with those hounds. So again, Q, nothing against you, man. We're all figuring this out together. So it was a nice attack. It just didn't go quite as planned, and the improvisation didn't keep up with what was going on there. All right, guys, this is it for tonight's video. No live crew distracting you from real life since 2013.